You know, in the 10,000 alternate universes I've explored since becoming a Starborn, I have not once come across a single one where the ponies are normal, rational human beings. In fact, the current universe we reside in right now is the only one where they haven't killed anyone.
Not yet.
And, yes, Xbox is still in last place in all of those universes. PlayStation is still super successful in each and every one of them, and yet that's still not enough for the ponies.
I'm ruined. I have nothing left except Spider-Man.
They question how it's possible Microsoft is still operating the Xbox brand while simultaneously handing them money for their products just to shit on them. You know, it's like how all the red-pilled content creators keep wondering, how is it possible Disney keeps pulling in money? Oh, by the way, Disney, here's my money so I can hate-watch your products.
The scientific term for this phenomenon is hate-watching. People that watch something knowing full well they won't like it, but they can't help but watch it anyway.
If you really want Microsoft to be gone by 2027, which I didn't see in any of these alternate universes, then you're going to have to stop buying their products. Completely. Oh, stop it, Frit. No one wants to see Xbox gone. We just want them to improve. Yeah, say that to Metro with this article claiming that the entire gaming industry would be better off if Microsoft just exited. And Metro wonders why they don't get review codes. Oh my god.
Who's laughing now?
We're gonna cover that in a separate video. I mean, that alone is insane. For a publication like Metro to be like, yeah, we'll approve of this Reader's Choice article. By the way, Microsoft, keep giving us free codes. We are a trustworthy and reliable source of information. And before you ask, yes, I did travel to a universe where Starfield was a PS5 exclusive and none of these articles exist. In this alternate universe, GameSpot isn't comparing Starfield to Cyberpunk, and they're not spamming that they gave the game a 7 out of 10 20 times in a single day. And yes, of course, in an alternate universe, Dreamcast guy gives Starfield a 9 out of 10. Unfortunately, in none of those universes is he not fugly. But believe me, I'm trying my hardest to find a universe where his parents' genes didn't screw him over. Honestly though, if you take away a lot of the fanboys, a lot of the biases, and a lot of the trolling, there's still a plethora of valid and completely fair criticisms of Starfield in reviews. Hell, I find myself agreeing more with people giving it lower scores than the ones giving it 10 out of 10s. I mean, seriously, a 10 out of 10? Are you out of your mind? Starfield a 10 out of 10? No, not even close. Yes, I will admit I can't put the game down. I'm trying my hardest to play the new Cyberpunk update, but every time I start playing it, I keep thinking, man, I have all these outposts I need to continue mining in Starfield. And now I'm at the 110-hour mark. And just barely finding out that Genghis Khan is in the game. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Genghis Khan, the Genghis Khan is in the game.
Enough
with the spoilers.
Now, while I absolutely disagree that Starfield is a 10 out of 10, or even close to being the best game of the year, for that matter, I'm scratching my head wondering how people are seeing 3 out of 10s, 4 out of 10s, or even 0 out of 10s. Well, I mean, you can give it that score if you want, but I don't see how you're giving it that score with only 1.7 hours in the game, which is what a huge chunk of these reviews are. And that's not even counting the people who are giving it 0 out of 10s just for the pronouns alone. But you know what? I actually don't care about review bombing. I find it quite amusing. Nothing wrong with introducing a little chaos. At no point should we ever be taking it easy on Bethesda. Pete Hines is wiping away his tears with all that cash they made. So nobody should feel sorry for Starfield, okay? It's a video game. It doesn't have feelings. The minute you emotionally attach yourself to these review scores is the minute you lost. Meanwhile, I'm sitting back having the time of my life reading some of these. Because now the internet's trying to convince everyone that the game is worse than Fallout 76. I kid you not.
Fallout 76 is currently rated higher than Starfield on Steam.
Hot diggity dog! This place is magnificent.
Come on, internet. You've lost it. You have absolutely lost it. Now I get why this is getting heads turning, because when you think of Fallout 76, you think of a disastrous, abysmal failure of a game. You think of Bethesda when they were at their lowest point ever. But here's the thing, Fallout 76's score right now is not where it was at launch. So no, Starfield did not plummet to where Fallout 76 was years ago, as many journalists would like you to believe. But titling things lowest rated Bethesda game ever, now that's some good clickbait, especially when you're comparing it to Fallout 76, which a lot of people don't know has actually gone up in score. So the lowest rated Bethesda game is still better than 90% of games that exist. Hashtag Starfield rating has dropped below hashtag Fallout76 on SteamDB. It is now the lowest rated Bethesda game ever.
It gets pretty annoying when you spend more time on main menu than in game.
Press start, bro, LMAO.
Average of 5 travels are required to finish regular activities on Starfield.
That's a cute opinion. Did a YouTuber give it to you?
You could just upgrade your warp drive and do any mission within one warp leap? Isn't it just amazing how many people expose that they don't know anything about the game because they haven't touched it or barely have touched it at all, and yet they want to be the most vocal about it? The best part is you can tell which comments got all of their opinions from YouTube videos. It's adorable. They really think they came up with their own opinion when they didn't. I don't understand. I think the game is great and with plenty of things to do, but I just think the PS4/PS5 players review bombed the game.
Sure, man. They all went out, bought it on Steam to review bomb. People really don't care that much.
Well, actually,
I rebought the game just to leave a bad review and refunded it again.
never underestimate how far a pony is willing to go. Never, ever. If they're willing to send bomb threats, dick pics, dox patients on the operating table all over a console war, what makes you think they wouldn't do this? Ponies aren't the type to shy away from admitting that they went out of their way to buy the game to review bomb it. They coordinated that. They were open about it. And we're sitting here acting like they didn't do that. Really? You know how many people in the Red Dragons post alone were admitting to doing this? I mean, I don't know how anyone could outright deny that that is what is happening, because it is. And I'm not even including the crowd that was angry about pronouns. If there's anything anyone should know about PlayStation fanboys is they work overtime on hating Xbox. All of that energy should be directed towards politicians, but Microsoft is the biggest hurdle in their life, I guess. Now, it's plainly obvious the alpha pony guy is just trolling. I mean, 25 hours and he got a refund on Steam? Absolutely not. That's not how the Steam refund policy works.
You motherfucker! I almost had him! You stuttering prick, yeah!
And even then, refunded games don't count toward the overall score. Now, I would have DM'd this, the alpha pony guy and had a good laugh with him, but apparently I'm blocked by him. Someone doesn't want me putting them in my videos. However, Dreamcast guy clearly does, because he goes out of his way to have abysmal takes, because I think he might secretly be a fan of mine.
Now, I know that some people are having a blast. I definitely see a small section of the internet that's claiming that Starfield is the best game ever. They don't mind that there isn't much to do, and it's kind of just a game where you build spaceships and then float around in orbit.
I'm sorry, man, but with 110 hours logged in, you cannot tell someone like me there was nothing to do in the game. In general, it's pretty hard for me to go above 100 hours without mods in any Bethesda game. You got motherfuckers dedicating time to building domino effects in Starfield. Out of all the little individual objects you can pick up in the game, people are discovering the deserted landmarks left behind on Earth. People are recreating the Planet Express in the shipbuilder. People are building entire cities using the outpost system. Some are vacationing in Paradiso with their newly wedded Sarah Morgan. To say there isn't much to do in Starfield isn't an opinion, it's not subjective, it's a lie. I know I most certainly haven't experienced everything the game has to offer, even 110 hours in. Whether you like the content the game has or not, that is subjective, and that's fine. But remember, Dreamcast guy prides himself as a brutally honest reviewer. Oh! Clearly, one of the biggest problems with Dreamcast guy is this is the type of game that gives you the freedom to use your imagination. Unfortunately for us, Dreamcast guy has none.
So some people like the fact that it is just a Fallout 4 DLC expansion out in the solar system. That's enough for them.
I am giving Fallout 4 a 9 out of 10.
Meth is a hell of a drug.
The passive aggressiveness Fallout 4, with all of its DLC included, isn't even half the game Starfield is. And it doesn't make sense because, Dreamcast guy, you gave Fallout 4 a 9 out of 10. Remember, according to you, you fell asleep, exhausted from playing it so much. So if Fallout 4 is that good of a game and you love it that much, then how is Starfield worse? If Fallout 4 is that good to you, and believe me, Fallout 4 is not that good, then wouldn't such a big DLC expansion just be more goodness for you?
I have said this before, and I will say it again. I'm glad that everybody is enjoying Starfield more than I did.
No, you're not. You wanted it to be the next Redfall, by your own admission. Stop lying to us. You were hoping the game was bad. I mean, there ain't no taking that live stream down. I have it saved. In all honesty, I think Starfield is right where it should be in terms of review scores. The game launched with some massive performance issues, questionable UI decisions, and when put next to games of its caliber, feels quite outdated. It does not by any means deserve anything close to a 10 out of 10. Even 9 out of 10s are questionable for me. But worse than Fallout 76? Yeah, fucking right. It is most certainly not Bethesda's worst title. And again, I'm telling you, a few years from now, every single voice against this game is going to be speaking differently about it. I've seen it happen for every single thing people consider a flop, because the internet is just an ocean of regurgitated talking points and no originality.
You get dick because you are a follower?
Anyways, with that being said, you should consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing if you so choose to. I ain't going nowhere, so stick around and I'll see you soon.
Fritongo sucks ass.